Hey, Tanya,
Hey, what?
I'm hearing you have a small issue.
Well, it's about 6'5", so I don't know how small it is. Just
Wait,
kidding.
wait, wait a second.
Wait, what's
We're going
my
to talk
issue?
about this. We're going to talk about this next on. This is Monkey Business, your one-stop shop for everything geeky, and everything can be geeky when you love it enough. Starring Billy DeTore, Tanya Metris, Dan Carmen, and I am your host. My name is Chris, and here we go for another week of entertainment and fun.
Yeah, we don't know which way we're going today.
Yeah, do we ever? I think that's part of our charm. People kind of expect it at this point. It's more like the topic that we post, the title of the episode is more of a suggestion. We might get to that somewhere along the line.
It's kind of like parlay.
Parlay.
More set of guidelines.
Parlay. It's good. Yeah, exactly. The pirate code. It's not really rules per se. It's more guidelines.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's like sometimes we actually have like a topic that we try to stay on on target with, stay on target. Yeah. But then like there's today where we're like we don't necessarily have like on an official topic per se. I was goofing off saying help me to drown out the sound of movies that are going on upstairs.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a center point of our conversation today is the fact that it's October and Christmas is still happening earlier and earlier every year anyway, which you would have think in 2020 with everything as shut down as it is right now that people would have kind of gotten the message, but it feels like I still see the Christmas displays popping up in various stores already, and we haven't even gotten to Halloween, and I
have a confession to make.
Uh-huh.
I did actually buy Christmas decorations a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I get that because you're preparing for the season.
But they're out. Just the fact that they're out, though.
Yeah, but one of them is going to eventually show up in Dan's house. He just doesn't know when. And he did tell me yesterday that there were plugs and timers out there, so he's good to go. He was kind of excited to.
Okay.
I'm gonna wake up one morning and something's gonna be out in my front yard.
No, it's gonna be you're gonna be come home one day from radiation treatment or whatever, and that's when it's gonna be because you wake up at like 4:00 in the morning. I'm not gonna be at your house at 3:00 and have your neighbors call the police on me because I'm putting out.
I don't know. I was getting text messages from you at 3:00 in the morning.
I sent it yesterday. I was telling Dan, I sent it yesterday morning at 8:30, and then I sent you a hi, and then I sent you a picture to show you how cold it was outside, and that I was starting to be bundled up, and then I'm like, okay, I've sent him 3 messages. It's been like 2 hours. This is strange. I haven't heard anything from him. I'm like, we talk 20 gazillion times a day. And I'm like, okay, F this. I jumped over to Messenger. I'm like, are you getting my texts? And you're like, yeah, I got the one of a fairy house. I'm like, that's my 4th one of the day. And that's the first one you got.
I am going to blame...
I'm going to blame Black Creek Park Day.
Yeah, I was going to say you were probably in an area...
I like it too,
but it's not one for exactly... it's not one well known for like strength of signal.
Well, I live right next to it, and I have no problem.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, Dan knew exactly because I'm like, oh, if I get lost in Black Creek Park today, I'm calling him. So, and you're like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to come over. So, and I got to see one of my favorite people yesterday. Only one favorite person I didn't get to see yesterday. So I got to see Dan, I got to see Anne, I got to see Amy. That's about it. I didn't get to see any other of my favorite peoples.
Aww.
I get to see favorite peoples today, though.
Yeah.
Scott, Evan, Hunter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's gaming today. Yep. I just got to remember to bring the right character because I forget things these days.
And the treasure sheets.
I worked on that. I actually have everything. I have everything all compiled in one spot. So
because Evan wants our shopping lists.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, in regards to shopping lists for a monk, what would I necessarily shop for? I told him I would think about that this morning.
I keep forgetting. Are you a drunken monk?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, then maybe you're really nice.
I'm going cleric.
Uh-huh.
Next level, and then
Sacred Fist.
Yes.
Okay. I have some ideas. We'll talk about them later. That's not important right now. You know what
Hey,
is important right now? There's a voice I haven't really heard from yet today. How you doing, Billy?
Hi, Chris. I've been listening to this podcast. It's
It's
really good so far.
it's amazing where you can be like, I'm chilling out and listening to this particular podcast. Wait, I'm in this podcast.
No, he's still going over the cute little picture that we got this morning.
Oh yeah.
Is the fluff ball still on the back of your chair?
God no, she's a baby, right? So Josh brought her in to me, and so she gets on I take her into my hands, I put her on my chest, and then immediately she squirrels her way out, and boom, she's up my shoulder and on the back of the chair. Then she goes the other side of the chair, she comes down the other arm, now she's milling around my desk, right? Then as soon as I think she starts to curl up at one point, but I think she was just trying to figure out how to get back under the monitor stand. Then she comes back out the other side, then she's back up on, she jumps over me onto the chair. Then she jumps down, she runs out, disappears for a little while. Okay, cool. I kind of know where she is because Juno is chasing her around the house. They're having fun together. Okay, good. Everybody's like, oh, Juno's going to turn her into a chew toy. No, Molly's going to turn Juno into a scratching post, and Juno's going to be okay with it. This is how this works. And then and just as I get up to go get my tea, before we started recording, she comes hauling ass back into the office through my legs, nearly tripping me up because you don't want to kick a 1-pound kitten. And then she jumps up on my chair, and she was there long enough for me to go downstairs, get my tea, come. It's the life of a kitten. I mean, she is full steam ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Every room is up for vengeance at this point, and she's just off and running. And
Has she gotten into Ian's room yet?
Once, but that was only because I was putting something in there. But the door is pretty much closed 24/7 as he stays with his mother for the most part. Right?
Well, and then his allergies too, right?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep her out of there so that when he does come over, he's not got cat hair all over his place, So, but he's getting better. I mean, the more he's exposed, the easier it is for him to deal with. So, we'll see how it all unfolds. It's a thing.
It's a cute little fluff ball.
She is a little fluff ball. I'll give her that, but she doesn't sit still yet. And I'm sure that's like she'll learn that eventually.
Yeah, when she's maybe a middle age or old age.
When they sleep 22 out of the 24 hours a day.
Yeah, when Jules has moved out and taken the cat with her, and it's just Juno and I relaxing, going, "Oh my God, that was rough."
I'm sure Juno and her will be best friends, and
it you know what? It was cute. I came home for lunch one time, and I did find them on the couch. When I left, they were at opposite ends of the couch. But by the time I had gotten home and was making myself a sandwich for lunch, they were like on either side of each other at that point. And I'm like, okay, so they're chilling out next to each other. It's good.
It'll be eventually that she'll curl up in Juno's fur.
Yes. Yeah. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Oh, man.
Oh, woman.
Oh, brother.
Hey, I'm all for equal rights here. Come on.
Hey, amen. Absolutely. All right.
So have any of you guys gone to vote yet? I'm curious about the line.
I'm planning on going on Wednesday during the day because I didn't want to go yesterday because I knew the line's going to be.
Yeah, the lines were crazy yesterday.
So is it open now through the election day or what?
Through
November 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going on election day.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going on election day primarily because I've been hearing a rumor the past couple of weeks that there is planning that there will be people planning to be in the vicinity of my polling place, and those people do not agree with my opinions, and so they're planning on being nearby so that they can do their thing. It's
intimidate.
Yeah. And they want to do it as legally as possible, so they're already planning on whereabouts in the neighborhood they want to pop up so they can try to,
Is it like 100 feet? Is it 100 feet or 100 meters? Or
100 feet. Yeah, remember, we're not cool enough to be on the metric system in this city or this country.
Okay, 100 yards or 100 feet?
No electioneering within 100 feet of the
They'll be 101 feet away.
Place.
But knowing me like you do, you can already see that I'm planning not to go around them, but I will be walking right through them.
They plan on marking off the distance by putting 1-foot Dalmatians, 100 of them between.
That'd be cute.
And I will come wearing white and black polka dots, and I'll be the 101st.
No, I spent a couple of years as an election inspector, so we know exactly like where it can be posted on the outside that this is the last place where no electioneering after this point type thing.
And we have an expert on staff too with Andy. Andy does electioneering and election inspecting as well. He's been doing
You
that
can't
for a
even
while
wear
now.
stuff to the polls, can
No.
you? I was
No.
reading the paper yesterday, and I was like, I didn't realize you couldn't wear it. Not that I was going to wear stuff, but you can't wear stuff, which makes sense. And
I was debating back and forth if I wanted to go early and just get it over with. But then I heard the anecdote, and I have no supporting information for this, but I heard the anecdote that somebody was wearing an American flag pin, and they were challenged for protesting the current president because they were wearing an American flag
because
pin.
they're wearing an American flag pin.
Yes, rather than an emblem more fitting to those who support him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have a T-shirt. Are you familiar with the Superman Red Sun story?
Vaguely. I know that it exists.
Where Superman, or it's a what if story. What if Kal-El's rocket had landed in the Soviet Union instead of America?
Right.
And the Superman that shows up has the hammer and sickle symbol on his chest instead of the S. So I have a Red Sun Superman T-shirt. Would I get in trouble for wearing the hammer and sickle Superman shirt?
I would say it's entirely possible.
Yes. It's still like, it still can be construed as a political message. That's the whole thing, is it can be construed as that political message. So to be safe than sorry, just don't take any of those chances.
Normally I just wear it because I'm a big fan of the shirt or a big fan of the book, and it confuses people.
So like if you had it on and you had your jacket open, they would ask you to zip up your jacket.
Okay.
That type of thing.
I just won't wear that shirt.
So like no outward symbol.
I have a few other shirts to wear, so
yeah, I think you have a couple, don't you?
Yeah, maybe I'll just wear a regular old Superman.
But it's funny because I've heard that people can wear "Make America Great Again" shirts and hats and things like that. But
which is kind of weird, I think. I thought that's
right. But then they said someone was challenging in regards to wearing the Black Lives Matter T-shirt. Now that's kind of like the gray area because it's a statement, it's a support for
it's
Black
a social
lives.
issue, not a political party.
Yeah, but it's not like the MAGA is more of for one candidate there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that's a slogan of a political candidate, so you're supporting a political candidate within that regard, where BLM is a social movement and it does not ascribe to a particular political, I mean, it leans to a particular political party right now because there's one that's more receptive than the other. However, it has not assigned itself politics.
Right, which is why I was surprised when I saw that you could.
So yeah, so there's
symbol, but you can't
so. In my words of wisdom, don't do any of it.
Right.
So therefore, you won't be challenged.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be that rabble rouser that wants to be on the news and draw attention to yourself, because there are people out there that will do that.
No, back to me being sort of a theoretical rabble rouser. And my T-shirts, I have one where that has a bunch of stormtroopers around a giant statue of Darth Vader, and it says "Stop terrorism, join the Empire." That's sort of a political statement.
It is. It really is.
Would anyone get it though? I think I could skate on that one.
You could probably skate. You could probably a razor's edge through that one, but no.
And I just saw that one on top of a pile today, so I was
like, "Ooh, maybe I'll wear that one."
The best thing about it is that my polling place is actually now in my new work zone. So I'm just I'll probably be in full gear, right? I'll have my badge, my City of Rochester jacket on, and everything that works. I'm just gonna walk in, do my thing, walk out. If I see a group of people, I'll be like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be there." So. I highly doubt that I will see that which I fear, right? That group just kind of like doing their thing. but there's a part of me that wants it to be there. There really is.
There was a huge parade around here, impromptu parade supporting the certain individual. It went through a couple different towns.
Oh,
You could
Wow.
hear that's what. Did you remember hear honking at Black Creek? Or were you still there? Maybe you left by then, Tanya. You had left by then. We heard honking at Black Creek yesterday, and it was and the traffic was backed up like crazy on Union Street
Mm.
because this impromptu parade was making their way through the towns.
Yeah, no, I went home, helped Tyler write a reflection paper on like kind of like violent crimes and things like that, and a reflection paper, and it was quite interesting. But then I was back at Black Creek Park before 4:15 to help them
Okay.
get my coolers and stuff like that. And then I went shopping at Wegmans while I was hungry. That was a bad thing. So
Don't shop when you're hungry.
no. I stayed primarily to my list, except for I did get a bag of Milky Way Simply Caramels.
Oh.
And I'm hiding those from Tyler James.
Yeah.
I hid the one bag of candy down here in one of the FC3 bins that one of Dan's bins that I have down here that says like FC3 Office, which is right next to my laptop.
So convenient, huh?
So it was there. So Tyler's like, because I had come down and I'm like, I went to go get a Milky Way, and they were like all gone out of the one Halloween bag that we brought downstairs. There's Snickers in there, there's Milky Ways that was like all the like caramel stuff. And I'm like, son of a bitch, where are they? And it was the denial of responsibility. I didn't do it. Now granted,
Which basically translates to I did it.
yeah, well, there's not as many Simply Caramels in that. It's more Snickers for some reason that I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not a Snickers fan. So Randy's like, go get the other bag. So we got the other bag, brought it down. I opened it or whatever. And it was sitting behind me where my Yoda was. And I waited until Tyler left. And then he goes, are you taking it to work? Are you hiding it in your truck? I'm like, nope. So I put it in that blue bin, which I can touch from my desk. And so the next day, he's like, it was like Thursday. He's like, where's that? Did you take it to work? I'm like, nope. And I go, it's in the basement. And he started scouring the basement. He's pulling open the doors behind me, next to me, whatever. He could not find it. He was on the other side of the basement. I quietly went into that bin, got the stuff out.
All pretense at this point is over with. You've got him busted. Now he's just like, now I have to find it for out of principle.
Yeah. He's just like, So, and I came back and it was sitting on here. He goes, it was in that drawer. I'm like, nope, it wasn't in the drawer. So then he left or whatever, and I gave him some chocolate. He wandered away, and I put it back. He comes back. He goes, where the hell did you hide it? I'm like, wouldn't you like to know? Like,
Captain Meta, I seriously, no, you don't want to do anything for yourself. You have to have everything handed to you, and you have to, come on.
I have to dole them out because I'm not.
Worst. He's got to figure everything out. I'm like, are you there? Well, no. Then shut up.
Well, I am not. I will eat a Snickers in a pinch, but I'm not a big peanut fan or nuts in a candy bar. So I am more of like.
If you don't like nuts, you hang around with people like us.
Yeah, well, you guys are turning me. So
and it's funny
over to the dark side.
Tanya, your story about your son reminds me. Yesterday, I was listening to a podcast. It was Mark Maron interviewing John Cleese from Monty Python, and they're just starting the interview, getting to know each other. And so Maron asked Cleese about marriages, children, and Maron mentions, I was married twice, but I don't have any kids. And Cleese goes, oh, you're so smart. Children are miserable. and that just, because, yeah.
No, it was just so funny. So then I got home yesterday from Wegmans, and I was emptying everything out because I'm making tacos and stuff today. And I had seen a bag of the Simply Caramels in the middle of because I was at the Chili Wegmans, which I can never find anything in there because it's not my normal Wegmans. I need to call Dan and say, which aisle?
It's my normal Wegmans.
I know it's your normal Wegmans. I'm wandering around back and forth, like totally lost. So I came out one of the aisles right by the freezer section, and there was a display of the Simply Caramels. I'm like, oh, I passed that 3 times. I guess it's saying
I know that exact display you're talking about.
So I grabbed it and threw one in my shopping cart, and I got home and I was putting everything away, and I came downstairs or something, and Randy comes down a couple minutes later. He goes, "Oh, your Simply Caramels have already been found by Tyler." I'm like, son of a! And I went running upstairs. He goes, "Ha ha, just kidding." I'm like, "Oh, I hate you." So I went upstairs, got them, and now they're hidden back in the basement, and they're not in the FC3 box. So I'm not telling you where these ones are.
I'm not going to put it on the podcast so everyone can hear it. And
it's all you.
That way you know if your son actually would listen to the podcast.
No.
It is funny you bring up the phenomenon that everyone has their own Wegmans, because a few weeks ago, Susan and I wound up, after running an errand, we wound up at a Webster Wegmans, or one in Parrington, whatever that one is, which obviously isn't our normal Wegmans. And it's like you're going to a foreign country when the Wegmans that isn't yours. Where do they keep this? Where's the frozen pizzas?
Well, it's weird because I was getting stuff for tacos, and when I went to Ann's 2 weeks ago,
taco night, yay!
When I went to Ann's a couple weeks ago, I like the soft flour taco boats. I don't like the taco shells.
Same here.
I was trying to find the taco boats, and I could not find them. And I was at the Chili Wegmans because Ann lives over in Ogden. So I go from my house in Henrietta, go down Powell Road, hit the Chili Wegmans, and then go on. I could not find them. The only taco aisle at the Chili Wegmans is called Imported Mexican. Mm-hmm. And that small section of the aisle has been hit hard. Like,
we like our tacos in Chile.
Like pandemic hard.
Yeah, no, it's been empty a couple
Which
times.
Which explains why the toilet paper's been hit hard too.
Yeah, so we like our tacos here.
So I'm just like, oh my God.
Big Chile tacos.
So I'm like, I could not find them for the life of me a couple weeks ago. So I'm like, maybe they have a different aisle for the tacos. Nope, it's just that one half of that one side of the aisle. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay, this is so different, because then I was at the Lyle Ave Wegmans. Yes, I see that. My son's telling me that there's a U.S. history quiz due today. And no, I'm not telling you where the Simply Caramel Milky Way bars are. Go away. He's dumbfounded. So I had gone
through. It's not like I can have them.
Oh, it's not like you eat all of them anyway. Oh, I can't have them, but you eat them anyway. Yeah. Stop it.
So when I was having tacos at Chris's house one night, when we were supposed to watch History of the World, and we ended up watching.
Okay, thanks for bringing that up again.
The Life of Brian. I stopped at
Meaning of Life.
The meaning of the life of whatever. Conjugate the verbs. That's in the Life of Brian. Go away. Thank you. I found the soft taco boats at the Lyle Ave Wegmans because it just says Mexican. It doesn't say imported Mexican. It just says Mexican. So what is Wegmans doing that in regards to
it probably depends on their locale, and they're trying to do it more for the people who are in that locale.
Yeah. So, but then I was at the Chili Ave Wegmans yesterday on my way home from Black Creek Park to get the stuff for tacos. I found the soft flour tacos yesterday, and they had a lot of them. But like a couple weeks ago, there was none. So
yeah, a couple weeks ago it was pretty bare because we looked for taco stuff too. You couldn't find it. The stuff that we wanted. So
it's hit or miss in regards to finding taco stuff. So if you're
not usual, but it's just been that time period there. I think was the.
Well, I'm 1 for 2. I'm 1 for 2 with that Wegmans.
You got to remember, a couple weeks ago was Cinco de October.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that segue because that feeds right into what I wanted to talk about today.
Well, it could be. I would understand on November 1st when it's Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That one I would understand having tacos on Day of the Dead, but on October 5th. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. or Taco Tuesday. I won't understand if it was a Tuesday, but this was a Wednesday. Maybe they just hadn't restocked from all the.
It was a big Taco Tuesday that day, so
So yes, it's the fall, it's the Halloween type season. But why the hell does Tanya keep hearing Christmas movies in her house? Ooh,
because you're crazy.
Taking me a little Fleming. No, I'm not crazy.
Well,
hey now,
you're a rock star.
Tell him if he wants to be part of the podcast, he needs to get a headset, a microphone, and then a mute button because he's not going to be part of the podcast.
He came downstairs to do his laundry. He's leaving. At least he does his own laundry.
Oh,
yeah, that's something.
So, yes, no. So it's supposed to be like the fall season, going into Halloween and spooky movies. Maybe it is spooky because Christmas movies keep playing in my house.
Well, see, that's creepy. No, I think and we're gonna go to break in a few moments here, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about Halloween's out of season or holidays out of season is what I meant to say.
Halloween's out of season too.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing is. And we can talk a little bit about how in 2020 things have been different a little bit, but each year recently, it's like people are starting to prepare for Christmas in June. It's like I know there are some folks who never take their lights down because it's just they do this huge thing, and it's. But
I may be guilty of the Christmas lights on the house still, but they're white.
Yeah. See, so that works, right? To a particular degree. But anyway, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about seasons that are out of order. We'll go with that.
Okay.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, and all points in between. I'm hoping you guys are having a good day today so far.
I am.
On the day of recording, it is the 25th of October. The day of release will be what? 28th. So we're cruising up on the back end of October. We're heading into Halloween season. And we're getting close to somebody's birthday, too. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Say it's your birthday. It's Daniel's birthday.
Well, Brian's birthday's in November.
Yeah, yours is first.
Later. Yours is first.
Isn't his like the 25th?
Brian's
26th. Either 25th or 26th.
Yes, 26th.
Oh, he shares his birthday with Thanksgiving this year.
And our friend Ed is the same birthday.
Right.
Born at the same hospital the same day.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I have a story like that too. I found out many years ago. So that's kind of cool to have like that person. That there's somebody out there.
Oh yeah.
They started their life pretty much the same time you did, and it's kind of neat.
My first girlfriend had the exact same birthday.
Oh yeah, did you?
Like a couple hours older than she was. Yeah.
That's.
Oh, I told you my classmate from when I was in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, things like that. We had the same birthday, and I just found out recently I had the same name as her for the first day of my life.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But we're also talking about holidays and seasons, and we are in the Halloween season, but apparently that doesn't really matter to some people because Christmas music is already out there, and Christmas decorations are going up, and Christmas sales are going on, and Christmas movies are being played, and so it's almost like the Christmas invasion continues. And I had secretly hoped that 2020 would help put things in perspective, because I am of the opinion that Christmas exists in December. Therefore, I will not acknowledge its existence until December 1st. Right. And it's not even seriously. That's what we're talking about right now. And it's insane to me that this happens. And I don't get it. And if somebody can explain it to me, that would be amazing. I would appreciate to find out why this thing has become it's like those barnacles in the Great Lakes. It's invasive. And
well, see, I see there's two parts of Christmas. There's the commercial part, and there's like the spirit of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I could celebrate the spirit of Christmas all year round, but the commercial part,
celebrate
we
the
could wait.
Spirit of Christmas all year round.
Right.
Yeah, and so I mean, I could see like the lights and the decorations and stuff being up as part of like just celebrating like the spirit of Christmas. The whole goodwill towards man type of thing. The good, just be, the happy, just try to be good kind of thing. But I guess along with that, you get the commercial part of it.
Exactly.
So,
And that's the problem. That's where it is really, it takes away from it. Right. Because I'm with you. I mean, it's these are sentiments that could go year round easily, but it's the commercialization of it. It's the, ooh, sales, ooh, prepare. Oh, you must do this. You must do that. You must do that. Consume, buy, purchase, get ready, get ready, get ready. It's like, ow.
But things used to like sort of start with Black Friday, and then Black Friday kept getting moved up, and then they started releasing the ads like a week before, then 2 weeks before. And I think I've already seen someone say that like the Black Friday ads are out for different
Amazon
places.
upped the ante with Prime Day.
Prime Day, yeah. So it the incentive to like get better deals, it keeps creeping up, and stores.
I'm okay with the deals. It doesn't have to be part of Christmas, though.
Yeah. Now it's weird because when I was growing up, my mom and I would do like Christmas shopping. Like we would start September, October because we just plan it throughout the year. Like January, she would start her little cash envelopes to start putting money aside for Christmas for the following year, so she wouldn't have to put stuff on her credit card, that type of stuff. But my mom's also a person that doesn't like driving in the snow. And that if it looks bad outside, just slight chance of a snowflake, she's not going anywhere. Whatever. So yeah, I'm throwing my mom under the bus, whatever. So she's always been a planner that she has Christmas presents done, wrapped, and whatever, usually by Veterans Day. And then she can't find them. So depends on where it is. Or nowadays, she has them stacked up on the spare room bed or whatever, all labeled type thing, because she's always been a planner. And then there's other people that are like racing out 2-3 days, maybe the night before Christmas, finishing up their holiday shopping type thing. And it's just weird because like I grew up in a family where we kind of planned out for Christmas type thing, and you wrote your Christmas lists and this, that, and the other thing. But if they went shopping for it, you were supposed to forget that they ever bought it. But I was also one that I would find all the Christmas presents, unwrap them, see what I got, and then was able to wrap them back up perfectly. And Sean mentioned he's also very, very good at that. He was also a kid that would do that. But the decorating and getting stuff out, I don't know, maybe that there's people that love Christmas and love that holiday, and they just are wanting to watch and celebrate and whatever, but then sometimes it's just way too early. I'm like, as I was complaining this morning, I was sitting at my computer getting ready to podcast this morning, and I could hear Christmas music and movies being played from my mother-in-law's bedroom, and she loves Christmas. And so we just love to give her a hard time about it, because she's not going to change the channel or whatever, but we come by, we're like, really? And Randy was carving pumpkins yesterday, and I happened to be downstairs playing WoW, and I heard him say, "This is the season, not that. This is," and he was held the pumpkin out, and she goes, "Go away, I'm doing whatever I want." So she gave it right back to him type thing. But it was just like, he goes, "Can we at least get through Halloween first?" type thing.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
I don't know, but granted, in this house, she was watching Christmas in July movies from the Hallmark Channel, and then like when September started or so, they started showing them on Friday nights for Christmas movies, and then she started recording them, and like I came through, I'm like, "Haven't you seen this one like 6 times?" She's like, "Yeah, I like it."
That was my question. They're on DVR, or Lifetime isn't actually showing them, or Hallmark isn't showing them right now, are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
It's like a Friday night or a Saturday night thing that they're showing.
They all have the same plot, so you know.
Yes, they're very formulaic
with the same actors too.
Yes, it's usually
I bet the
Candace
grumpy guy
Cameron
gets the
Drew.
feeling of.
They've got to make new
Metcalf.
ones now because they got to get Lori Loughlin out of all of them. But that's a thing.
Jesse Metcalf has been in a lot of them, and if it's not like the Christmas movies, it's that like My Country Wedding or My Whatever, and it's like it's the Hallmark, and because it's all those love type things, which. I get it. I'm like, I read a romance novel and things like that, but there's only so many I can watch of the same one over and over again. So
do any of them? I'm sorry. Do any of them involve an older gentleman with a big beard named Nicholas who becomes involved in this young couple's life? Or
probably, yes. There's at least one that I know that's revolved around a department store and not being able to get the gifts out in time or whatever.
The Olsen twins dressed as elves.
Oh, jeez.
No.
I just, I don't want to fault the sentiment, right? The whole goodwill towards man, peace, love, that's all good. That's stuff you should carry around year after year after year. But I think it's the commercialism in which we've touched on it already a couple of times. It draws away from it. I will go on record. I don't like Christmas anymore. I have not been a big Christmas fan for a while. I set up a tree. I did a real tree 2 Christmases ago, because it was my first Christmas in the house. I felt, the vibe, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it upright, decorate the tree with the kids. We had a good time. But last year I was so swept up in everything else. I didn't even bother decorating my house, but it wasn't a conscious choice. It's just, I was so distracted by everything else going on that I never got around to doing it. And I have this, I don't want to say I hate Christmas, because that's bah humbug bullshit, but the commercialism has taken a very large chunk of what it means away from me. And it's like, oh God, it's Christmas season, crying out loud.
How do we bring it back? How do we bring
you banish it to December. Honestly, if you could legislate this sort of thing, I would say I don't want to hear anything about Christmas until December, and let Christmas season be Christmas season. Don't ram it down my throat, and don't ram the commercialism of it down my throat 6 months out of the year, 7 months out of the year, 8 months out of the year. Keep it in December. Make it a big thing. I would be cool with if on December 1st, everybody had a big frickin' parade. It's Christmas season. Rock on. We had Black Friday on the first Friday of December. Let's start singing. Let's have a grand old time. December is Christmas season. Okay, cool. And then on December 26th, it's not Christmas season anymore. It stops. That's cool. That works. Give it a finite thing to make it meaningful again. It's almost like to risk being too philosophical about it. The human condition is we are mortal, right? So that's what gives us meaning to everything, is we know there is an end. But so on a much more, smaller, more commercialized level, give Christmas a finite time. Make it just a small don't stretch it out don't rub it in my face all the freaking time. If we're going to take a holiday that should be year round, it should be Thanksgiving, because we should be eating like that every freaking weekend if we can help it.
Oh,
our obesity problem will be a lot worse then.
Like Thanksgiving, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, like the very tail end of the parade, Santa Claus was coming. That kind of
that was Macy's brilliance for you. That was it.
And it kind of yes, I can understand the day after Thanksgiving. So we've got
handing the torch
right
to the next one. I'm like, if I wasn't Black Friday shopping way back when we actually could get out Black Friday shopping without getting injured or whatever. Now it's. We would do a second Thanksgiving that day, depending on who we were visiting and things like that. We might do a small turkey when I was growing up at our house, because we were going to family on Thanksgiving. But now it could be the day that we put up our Christmas tree, that we do it sometimes at the Friday after Thanksgiving when we were really into it. But yeah, just like you, I'm like, last year I didn't even want to put up my Christmas tree because I knew on Christmas Eve I was flying to Florida with the boys to spend Christmas down in Florida with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and dad were down in Florida in September and October of last year before all this dilemma hit. My mom actually had to put up her Christmas tree in October in Florida, but it's because they weren't going to be back again until Christmas Eve. And we weren't landing until like 5:00 or whatever. And we didn't want to put the Christmas tree up then.
Mm-hmm.
Because the boys were going to get up the next morning and have Christmas at my parents'. So yes, that one I'll give them, but there was a time, I don't even know what it was. I know I was like really, really busy. I don't know if we had mini-con or something going on. All I know is I came home one day on either the Saturday or Sunday and my Christmas tree was up. My mom and Tyler and Riker put the Christmas tree up in my house, but it was December. But then when I came back home from Florida, I took my parents' one down in Florida, and I took the one down here because it wasn't taken down before I got back, and I got back like on January 3rd or 4th. It still hadn't been taken down yet. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. But I am definitely in the spirit of giving and the spirit of showing people I care all year round. It does not have to be Christmas. I'll just say Merry Christmas 6 months early type thing, and people will yell at me. And I'm like, too bad. I saw something. I knew that you're going to like it, and I got it because it makes me happy to put a smile on someone else's face. Hence Dan's Mickey Mouse shirt that he got yesterday.
Now, one other thing I'd like to blame for the earlier Christmas every year is my former profession of radio. Somewhere along the way, Christmas music is a huge ratings thing. Whether a lot of people complain about it, but it does big in ratings. So there's a couple stations in town that compete to see who can start their Christmas music earlier. Place where I used to work and the other company. And I think last year where I worked, we started at November 1st, the Christmas music. So and people complain, but it does really, really well. And so I think when you turn on your car radio and your station is suddenly playing, Nat King Cole, it just, it annoys you, but it's there. Okay, it's time to start thinking about Christmas.
Dean, I don't want to kind of start thinking about Christmas. Yeah. I want to think about Halloween. I want to think about Dan's birthday. I want to think about Thanksgiving coming up because Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday. All of the joy of Christmas without the commercialism, right?
Yeah,
just getting together around a table with a bunch of your friends and family, the people you love the most in the world, having a feast together, laughing, just being content and enjoying company around you. That's everything to me that Christmas used to be. And then the whole, you have to give gifts, you have to buy, you have to purchase, you have to spend, you have to do. What the fuck?
One thing that this pandemic may be doing, like I've seen it sort of going viral on Facebook, a list of things to do for Christmas instead of giving gifts.
Yep. I shared that.
Yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times, and maybe that pandemic or the COVID thing is going to start people going back in the other direction of being more appreciative of the life you have instead of just getting stuff.
And my mom saw my post, and like the next day when I was talking to her, she goes, I saw your post. Is there something that you need? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, for Christmas? And I was like, no. I'm like, there's truly nothing I need for Christmas.
Right.
But there's lots of stuff that I want, but I know that it's not necessarily going to happen. At least he asked for the caramels. So she's like, she's like, yeah, I think about it because Now, like, my kids are at the age where we have so much stuff in the house, but they don't necessarily play with toys. They're on electronics. They're doing that type of stuff. I'd rather want to give them experiences doing stuff. Like last year, our Christmas was our trip to Florida. That was our Christmas present. And Tyler played golf, I think 13 or 14 times over Christmas break with my dad and my mom and myself and Riker. And we took Riker mini golfing and things like that. And we can remember that more than what gift did you get? Now, granted, we did get tickets to go see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play I think the Falcons or the Saints.
That's an experience.
Well, that's another experience. Yeah, it was an experience. It was a costly experience. But like the kids they can say they've been to an NFL game in a large stadium. I'm like, Tyler's been to the Bills stadium, but now he's been at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stadium, and I have seen the pirate ship cannon go off and really look at that. And we were part of whatever the East Club or West Club where we had access to inside. They got pictures taken with the cheerleaders. Yeah. So that type of thing. They're like, woohoo! Type. So that is truly an experience that they'll remember rather than, oh, I got Legos. Not to bash Legos, but it just, that was the first thing that came to mind.
Depends on the Lego set, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, true. But so she's like, what do you
make a big difference.
What do you need? I'm like, well, I could use like some of Tyler's student loans just to start paying off. That's one thing I to not worry about, but because it's stuff that you worry about.
Rye wants to snuggle.
Rye's gonna have to wait. Rye wants to snuggle.
I told him I have to wait.
Go away!
We have homework to do.
I'm podcasting.
Tell him to do his damn homework then.
They can do homework.
Jesus, he's got two hands.
I'm sitting at my big computer where everything gets done.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm like, go away! We really do love each other in the house, if you can tell.
It's a tough love.
Yes, it is very tough love. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking in my house and we have just so much stuff. And what am I truly going to remember? The stuff or the memories that went along with the people that I had?
Yeah.
So
depends on the stuff.
I'm with Dan.
You have a child coming your way sometime, Dan. So you just never know when it's going to pop up in your front yard. But see, that goes back to the spirit of giving, even though it is a Christmas decoration. I have contemplated putting it out now because I know that just the smile that lit across his face yesterday because he's a Mandalorian child fan because he talked somebody else into buying it from Amazon the other day.
Yeah.
So I know that in times where people are struggling and whatever or feeling down that you do something for them and then they turn around and yell at you because they don't feel as though they deserve it.
Did that animatronic Yoda, Baby Yoda show up?
No, not yet.
Is that
it's Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Because I remember that came up during the podcast, actually.
Yeah, and we both ordered it immediately.
Yeah. Then Dan said he got someone else to order it yesterday.
Yep.
That's great.
One of my radiation people there, I was wearing one of the shirt, and she's like, "Oh, I love that show." And I was like, "Did you know about this?" She's like, "No." She went over to the computer after and looked it up. Someone else might have been in there too. I don't know. She said to show someone else too. But
remember, to use your keyword monkey for an extra 10% off of nothing.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's just, I don't know. But when is it too early? I think the spirit is never too early. It, as Chris said, it's that commercialization. It's that pushing and shoving it down your throat.
Yeah,
but it's hard to separate those, though. That's the trouble.
It really isn't. It isn't if they try, but they don't even want to try. They just want to keep shoving it down your throat. It's terrible. I know. I'm still particularly. I'm
a little bitter.
A little bitter over it. Well,
So therefore, sometime when he least expects it, we are going to surprise his house and decorate it for Christmas.
as long as it's in December, I won't mind.
Oh, I'm starting tomorrow.
Oh no! I mean, I love the lights, and I love I do like most of the music. There's some of it's a bit smarmy for my tastes, but it's. I just wish you just all stayed in one place. Make it a nice little package, not this year-long. Oh God, I got to deal with this again.
I think some people are like they think like, oh, this is perfect for so and so. Let's get it before it sells out, type thing, and then it's like, oh,
that's part of the commercial part of it. That it's things are selling out. Things sell out early now.
Right. Well, and it's because Christmas, Halloween is like our favorite time over in our house. At least for the adults in the house. The kids, they just want the candy. But we love to decorate our house. We've had Halloween parties year after year after year, and our neighbors said Friday night, when we got home, we were hanging out there for a little while. They're like, "Oh, so your Halloween party's tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no." They're like, "We didn't get the invite." I'm like, "Yeah." You remember this thing called COVID?
Right.
Thing. They're like, and it was funny because every year that I've had a Halloween party, my next door neighbors, inadvertently, it's their bowling night. Every year. I don't know how I've done it, but so they would come at like after bowling and things like that, and then I could never get them out of the house. I love you, Michelle. I love you, David.
Quick, backtrack.
Yeah. No, but so yeah. So on Friday, Randy was off this past week because he had an appointment and things like that. I came home Friday from work early because he wasn't feeling good, and he ended up, I think, has a kidney stone that's kicking around in there somewhere. We spent a couple hours at Highland, but when I got home, I noticed that there were wreaths on my front porch behind my hanging flower baskets. I'm like, son of a bitch! There are Christmas wreaths out already. I'm like, why the hell are the Christmas wreaths out already? It's only October. Well, I got in closer to it. It's our Halloween ones that have spiders and stuff on them. But then that was the first thing I noticed, because that's where my eye was drawn to. I totally neglected the graveyard and witch and stuff that was in our front yard in front of the ramp. But I went right to like kind of the smallest thing of the. Like, I don't know why my eyes went there first, but we were decorating for Halloween this past weekend. My husband was waiting for our mowers to come through like one last time, because the grass was getting long. We're like, we thought that they were going to mow. We thought they were going to mow, and they didn't. So therefore, Randy's like, okay, I guess it's time to put up our Halloween decorations. But we've got stuff down here, like the kids hide from the zombie babies that are down here. They're all, because they don't like to come to the basement because it freaks them out. But
the legendary babies. But
I absolutely love Halloween. I think I'm like a secret cosplayer or something. So, but I like doing that. I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't know where I was going with this thought, but
that's okay. You know what? Do we ever know where we're going? Honestly,
have you seen on Facebook? In fact, I just looked it up.
I know where I was going. That helped, Billy. Thank you with the Facebook. What did I say on Facebook?
No, that our old friend Rob Schwartz posted a post from the spider chip cookies.
Oh,
chocolate chip cookies that you can make look like spiders.
My friend Sean took that, and when the chocolate chips when they just come out of the oven, you take a toothpick or whatever, and then you drag the chocolate out of the chocolate chips into spider legs. Yes, I got that from Sean. I think Chris, you got it too. Yes, we're both.
Anything dealing with spiders, Sean loves to post it to me for some reason.
And if it isn't Sean, it's Dan.
Dan's gotten into it recently, and I'm very disturbed by that.
Well, so once in a while, one crosses my path, and if I laugh at it, I might have to share it.
And if it's not Sean or Dan, Anne's gotten involved. Anne sent me something on Facebook that had a big spike. I'm just like, really?
Sean once said he's performing a service. He's helping me desensitize myself to my phobia of spiders. And I said, you're having the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, but what I had truly had gone back to is when I was saying that people are looking for things so they don't sell out or whatever. There was a thing that came across Facebook about this huge smoke breathing dragon.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like you're upping your Halloween game, and it was being sold by Home Depot. And so of course it was like through 22 Words or Magic Quiz or whatever is one of those hosting things on Facebook. Everyone's like jumping to it. It was something I think from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
And of course it's sold out because it was like from 2018 or 2017's information about this. Assemble this dragon. It's not an inflatable one, but you can hook up a fog machine to it and it would breathe smoke. And my mother-in-law was like, where is it? How much is it? And are we getting it? I'm like, well, allegedly it's Home Depot. It's out of stock. It's $300. She's like, okay, I can do that. But you think we can find it? No. Oh, all Riker has to do is say something that he likes for like an inflatable or whatever. It'll be in our house the next week. Yeah. So we didn't even put all our inflatables out for Halloween. So
damn it.
Well, and the reason why we really can't do it for Halloween now because our front yard gets really, really windy.
Mm-hmm.
And the ground isn't frozen enough for the stakes to stay.
Oh, Molly's here. Hey, Claus. Chill out, child. All right, carry on.
So therefore, we have a big inflatable dragon. I do have a big BB-8. I do have a big Darth Vader, but it gets so windy that they get totally pulled out of the ground, and they get tipped over. I have a big pirate ship.
Especially with all the rain we've had in the last couple of weeks, the ground's got to be soft. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time soft. So it's like you have to weight them down with something, and I don't know.
I have a quick question. It's off topic.
Okay.
Is
what topic do we hit?
What topic catch about?
Is Earl Grey tea good for cats?
Yeah.
Why did she just put her face in it?
She just shoved her little kitten face right into my coffee or my tea mug and just started licking. And then now she's sneezing. So apparently she didn't like that, and now she's climbing up all over my main monitor stand. Okay, well,
we will try anything.
Yes, they will try anything. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like some sort of secret no, she fell over. No.
Zoe tries anything.
Poinsettias are bad for cats. And
yes,
I'm not sure what else, but
I don't know. We had a cat that liked the crust of a Pop-Tart and the white cream filling of a Twinkie. And celery, because it's part of the mint family. It's part of the catnip family.
And okay, there she goes.
Our cat Oliver likes nacho chips. He likes Doritos. Nice. Bob loves roast beef. Each cat has their own like weird thing they like.
Anne's cat Ravioli likes pasta.
Hence the name.
Mm-hmm.
You are lucky. You are so small and cute.
Boomer has gotten Anne's cat. Boomer has gotten up to try to take the chicken off the counter.
Yeah, I know she's not powerful enough to get up onto the kitchen counter, but I'm waiting for that to happen.
No, wasn't that Juno?
I found Juno on the peninsula in my kitchen recently. That was fun.
Juno is a billy goat.
Yeah, she has her moments. So yes, it's the zoo at Chris's house. All right. Well, how about we take another quick break, and when we do, we'll come back. We'll do a question of the week, and then we'll send everybody on their way so they can sing Christmas carols in July.
Yay!
Sounds great.
I am tired.
So am I.
I don't have a good reason. I'm just old.
Well, I'm kind of right behind you there, so.
Wow, yeah, old and infirmed. Wow, you got me beat. Damn.
Not infirm, just
going through treatment.
that's right. You know, and getting radiated. Trying
transition.
still no superpowers, but you know.
That's why you need
That's
to bring
a
a
shame.
spider with you.
All right, I'll bring a spider with me next time. See if that works out.
I'm not biting you.
Why? What's that? You're holding down by your. Just don't ignore the spider.
Except with your luck, the spider would wind up with powers from biting a radioactive Dan.
Yeah.
It becomes Spider Dan.
Well, it can run marathons.
I get a super spider.
A spider that runs marathons and dances to Debbie Gibson music. That would be amazing to watch in action.
Only in my dreams.
Damn.
The ultimate.
Only in Dan's Electric Youth.
That was subtle but lovely at the same time.
Oh boy.
I am loving my Far Side on my timeline here.
Yeah,
I know, seriously. It's so good to have Far Side.
I found a group that posts them, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Everybody must have a daily dose of Far Side.
Actually, Tanya, do you like the Far Side?
Kind of.
Depends
on what it is.
I only asked
my parents are getting gas at BJ's.
And when I was in high school, there was Monty Python and the Far Side were two things, and I sort of connected two in my head. So I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit there are some Far Side ones that I understand and I giggle at. Like Dan's one about the everything is squared, or whatever. It's squared away. Yeah, that type of thing. I giggled at that one. But I think at that point I probably wouldn't have understood it, but I understand it now. But on a side note, I have started Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 7 chapters in, and I was saying to Dan yesterday, I'm just like, I still don't, I don't know about it.
How do you not get the humor? That's the part that bothers me. I mean, you're smarter than I am by a stretch. I just don't understand how people don't get it.
It's a certain style, I think. It
has nothing to do with my intelligence.
It's just how warped our minds are.
Yeah.
I have got work ahead of me on this one.
And Anne was hoping that I would forget. And then I'm like, ooh, and Dan was standing right next to me. I'm like, ooh. And I opened my truck. I'm like, here. And I handed her the book because I forgot it dance the other night.
Uh-huh.
And Dan's like, wow, that's a well-worn copy. I'm like, it's Chris's. But granted, I'm on page 52 and I have to go to 142. So I have
it's a short
28 chapters left to do, and at least my next chapter is only a page and a quarter. But I don't know. I'm hoping that it picks up a little bit more. I don't know.
It's a different type of humor. I think that's why the whole Monty Python and stuff.
As Randy explained, he goes, it's similar along the style of the Monty Python British humor. So he's like he goes, if you were not really digging Monty Python, he's like, you might struggle with this. I'm like, I'm at least trying to give it a shot. I'm like, I read 7 chapters on Friday while I was sitting in the Highland Hospital parking garage. So, yeah. But I don't know. Then I took a nap.
My heart breaks just a little bit.
I'm trying.
They're going to get it or not get it. So
I really am trying. I'm sorry.
It's like people who want to program. I say you either got the mindset or you don't. It's either you can you're a coder or you're not a coder type of thing.
No, don't cry.
You get the humor, you don't.
We still love you, honey.
I know, but still, I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Then you don't understand me.
Oh, that's totally true.
And that's why I understand you so well, Chris.
Yes, that's true. That's very, very true.
There's still a lot of understanding I don't know that I'm still working through, but I'm getting there. Okay, are we back?
I think we've been back, haven't we?
No, we didn't. We never officially came back.
Maybe not officially, but we can be if we said something interesting. Wait.
Do we ever do that?
I don't know.
We say 3, 2, 1, but we didn't.
All right.
We just started talking and things like that. I don't know if Dan could probably figure out where we stopped and where we started again and whatever.
I can't remember shit anymore, so it wouldn't be lost on me if I couldn't remember if we came back from break or
no,
not.
we didn't come back from break yet, so we hadn't said
not officially, but we are now. We can say we are now.
Okay.
We've been back for a little while, and we're just
Yeah.
actually acknowledging that we're back from break, and because
we've been back from break, but unfortunately, nobody told Chris.
Yeah,
including Chris. Chris didn't even tell Chris.
and the fact that Tanya doesn't necessarily understand a lot of the British humor, and it happens. But I'm trying. I am trying.
It's my greatest failure.
Well, like my oldest Tyler, he cannot draw a conclusion to save his life. He cannot draw an inference or read between the lines of something when he's reading for any of his classes. Like
he's very literal.
He is very literal in regards to that. He was very difficult at trying to read somebody's body language in like a children's story where like if a person's crying and that they fell down and got hurt. And it didn't necessarily say that they fell down and got hurt, but the picture showed that they're on the ground with their knee scraped or whatever. He couldn't identify at that point when he was 5, 6, 7 that they must be crying because they probably fell. He couldn't imagine or draw a conclusion that or infer from the scenario what it is. So for me, I can draw those inferences. I can do that because I've been taught through being an English major and things like that. I can infer and things like that, but it's just some humor in some things I just don't get, because if it's like political or whatever, if I'm not up on it, it will definitely go over my head. I don't necessarily, it doesn't have anything to do with how intelligent or how smart somebody is. It probably has to do with some of their background knowledge and what they've been exposed to. Because I'll tell you, there was a year that we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and I didn't know a vocabulary word. I didn't know a word on there. And Chris goes, I'm not telling you what that word is.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he would not tell me what the word is, and we're not going to go into that on this because it's totally not appropriate for here. Because I had to Google it.
I remember this. We talked about this on the podcast about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
but it's like if it's something that I hadn't heard or whatever, so it goes back to like the humor of Monty Python and things like that, and we're reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that I'm 7 chapters in. I can tell you that there is a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, which is a drink that reminds me of absinthe.
There's a real-world version of it that somebody crafted. There's many different recipes that people have tried over the years, but I tried one at the what was it? Bug Jar. I couldn't think of the name of it right off the bat, but the Bug Jar over on Monroe Avenue, and it was particularly insidious and had the desired effect. We'll just put it that way.
So I'm like, I don't know, maybe
I think that in terms of like British humor or even just sort of silly Mel Brooks or Far Side, which we were talking about off the air or maybe on the air, I'm not sure at this point, but there's sort of an absurdist thing, and I think the same is true as sarcasm, where guys like sort of absurd, sort of sarcastic stuff. And many females don't, not to be generalize or anything, but I think in general, based on
not generalized, but general.
But I've just noticed that there's certain styles of humor that guys sort of lean more into and women not so much, and the other way around. And I think that, like, I almost want to do a test with you to see where you're cut off. Like, start with the Marx Brothers. Okay, do you like the Marx Brothers? Okay, we'll move on to Danny Kaye. Okay, we'll go from him to Monty Python or whatever.
Okay, I don't know who Danny Kaye is.
He's an old-time comedian. Okay, Bugs Bunny cartoons. What do you think of Bugs Bunny?
Rabbit season.
Exactly.
Duck season. Rabbit season.
Rabbit season makes me laugh so friggin' hard.
And the one is like, I'm going to love him and hold him and squeeze him and call him George.
Yes.
But the sight of Daffy Duck with the bill spinning around his head and winding up with it on top of his head.
Yeah.
That cartoon makes me laugh so hard.
I will laugh at those, yes.
Okay.
Bugs Bunny and things like that, yes.
The physical comedy, kind of.
Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen any of the Marx Brothers. I haven't seen Danny Kaye.
That was a weird pull on my part. So,
but
Laurel and Hardy.
Every so often, but it's not something that jumps out at me.
Abbott and Costello.
Nope.
Let's. I'm trying to think of more current versions. No, I don't want to say Dumb and Dumber because I don't like those.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. So
I'm not a big fan of Adam Sandler.
Oh, me neither.
Well, me neither. Yeah.
Except for like
the airplane movies.
Oh, love Airplane and Naked Gun.
I think I've seen the first one, but I don't know how many years ago. Like maybe in the 80s.
Yeah, well, that's when it came out. Yeah.
You know, maybe I saw it then. I don't know.
Oh, that movie makes me laugh.
So therefore, yes, for the three men on here, they're gonna have to start helping to school me.
3 Men and a Lady, is that the name of a show?
I like 3 Men and a Lady.
Yeah. Baby was
3 Men and a Lady, and then there was 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Yeah, the sequel where the kid was a little girl.
Yep. Ah! My whole screens went blank.
Uh-oh. We can still hear you.
Yeah, I know. I had to. So, oh my God.
That's Molly.
Wow.
She jumped up on the back of my chair, so I started petting her. She started purring, so I'm like, I'm going to get my microphone in on this.
Oh my God, that was loud.
If you notice, Susan likes to do that with our cats occasionally
Precious.
for Facebook.
Hi, baby.
Precious did it last night.
Bug.
Can you put her in your backpack and bring her over to me so I can
snuggle the kitten?
Smuggle the kitten over for a little while.
Hi, baby. Yes. Hello, little one.
Wow.
All right. Let's do a question of the week.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I have up to 453 now.
Oh, no. Well, now Susan can go ask for 420.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them might be a little dangerous, but
yeah. Well,
you want to do 420?
So, let's do Susan. We're doing 420 if she's around.
Okay. She's upstairs, but I'll tell her.
420 is, what's the weirdest gift you've ever received?
Well, that's actually probably...
That kind of works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess that one does. There's some other ones that might be kind of I have like some would you rather ones in there too.
Let me preface this with an anecdote, and then we'll jump into our answers. There was a Doctor Who panel one time. Peter Davison and Sylvester McCoy are sitting at the dais. They're the guests of honor for this particular convention, and somebody yells out the question, "What's the strangest gift ever given to you by a fan?" Right, and the two of them are kind of like looking at each other. They're mulling it over, and then somebody yells out a granddaughter, and the whole room goes nuts. Right. Now, for those of you who don't understand the reference, David Tennant, who also played the Doctor, is Peter Davison's son-in-law now. David Tennant met Georgia Moffat. They fell in love. They got married. Georgia Moffat is Peter Davidson's daughter. So, and then of course they've had children. So yes. David Tennant's children are Peter Davidson's grandchildren. So you have this whole keep it in the family Doctor Who moment. And it made the whole moment just hilarious. Peter Davison lost it. He couldn't stop laughing for like good 2 or 3 minutes. So, and David
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And David was basically a fan of Peter Davison's because Peter was David's doctor when David discovered the show as a kid. So yeah, I thought that's a great story. But Tanya, what's the strangest gift anybody's ever given you?
Well, way back when, I think I was like 12 or 13, and my grandmother, God bless her soul, she was dating this doctor, and we were having Christmas down at his house on Canisius Lake. And it was odd about how Christmas gifts were bought from him. They were usually, I don't know if they were bought or they were like re-gifts or something. It was really odd. So And it was also odd about who would get presents for Christmas that any particular year. It was kind of like a hit or miss. So I just remember one particular year, I ended up getting a Christmas gift from Doc, and I opened it, and it was one candlestick holder. One.
Okay.
It was like a creamy color, like a crackle type finish, so it looked kind of distressed and things like that. But it was one. And it was just really odd that it wasn't a matching set. It didn't come with candles. I was like 12. I'm like, because I remember being young. I wasn't, I'm like, why? I'm like, why would I get a candlestick holder?
Right.
Type thing. So I think that's probably the oddest thing that I've ever been given as a gift type thing. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I don't, and I'm not even nowadays, I'm not a person that burns candles. I'm like, I have candles throughout the houses, like decorations and things like that are like big time dust collectors. But other than that, no.
Do you still have said candle holder? I missed that part. I
don't believe so. I don't know. I'm like, I think I had it in my room when I was in high school and college and things like that. But I'm assuming that when I did a clean sweep when I was getting ready to move out into my first apartment in 1995, that it kind of probably disappeared. Type thing.
Possible. No. It's entirely possible.
No, but one of my most favorite gifts is a child Build-A-Bear.
So. Who gave that to you?
I don't know.
Some dumbass.
A 6'5" dumbass.
Yep. Guilty.
Yep. So.
How about you, Billy? What's the strangest gift you've ever gotten?
I've had stuff show up at the radio station, but I'm trying to remember exactly what it was.
Oh, boy.
To be honest with you, like there's people that know, like for instance, I'm a huge New York Mets fan, and I remember this guy dropping off some stuff that he swore was like from the 60s, but it was more like handmade or hand drawn. I mean, stuff that was nice, and actually it wasn't necessarily nice. It was nice of him to think of me, but it was just kind of weird stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was, and and because it'd been in this guy's house, it smelled like smoke, because I think this guy smoked every cigarette available, and
oh boy.
So I don't remember exactly what that was. I just know that there was a New York Mets something that sat in my office for a while, and an autographed picture of the Iron Sheik. I'm not sure. That showed up at my at work one day, where someone just, hey, Billy likes wrestling, I'm going to send him this autographed picture of the Iron Sheik, and that actually stuck around in my office for a while. So I kind of enjoyed the weirdness of it, but that's kind of what I remember. Is just like stuff showing up from, and I always appreciated when people would send me stuff, whether I even necessarily liked it or not. Just meant they thought of me and decided it might be something I'd like.
I think of you quite often.
Car. What's that?
I think of you quite often.
Thank you, Tanya. That's all I ask.
Really?
Yeah, we were thinking about him this morning when Dan was starting to say what's up, when we were talking about what's up with the Monkeys, and I'm like, and he goes, I like the Monkeys. I said, so does Billy. So I was thinking of him.
Yep.
And then we both saying, hey, we're the
Monkeys.
And then I logged on, and then I did it.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned the Monkeys, and I said, hey, I like the Monkeys. And then I sang for them.
Yay.
My house has been invaded by grandparents.
Step on the keyboard. So if I go away, here we go. Get off, Oliver. Cats. Am I here?
You're still here.
Okay. I didn't, because Oliver literally just walked across the keyboard, and I didn't know if he turned me off or something.
All right. So Daniel-san.
I hate to throw my brother under the bus, but he gives probably the oddest present that I've ever gotten. And one in particular, one year he gave me this little gong. And
Well, Dennis, to be fair, Dennis walks a different path than the rest of humanity, and I love him for it. I mean,
he
he's such a
walks to the beat
unique
of his own
individual.
drum. There, he's definitely a unique person.
Yes.
He works with computers, but he also he spins fire sticks in his spare time, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I love him. He's my brother, but he does give odd gifts. But the gong one sticks out, and I did display it for quite a while. I think I still have it packed away since the move, but it was just like I just remember this gong. Like, why did you give me a gong? But I stopped questioning a long time ago. I just accept because
It's decorative.
it is what it is. It's a pretty shiny brass colored gong, and you could ring it. You could little thing is about foot high or something, but yeah, that was my weirdest one that I can think of offhand.
Yeah. And actually, if I can go back, this isn't a weird gift because it's one of my favorites, but it was the timing of the gift. I have a statue of the Golden Age Flash, the Jay Garrick one with the little Achilles helmet and stuff. And
Right.
so this was maybe 7-8 years ago, and it was I think April, and Susan came downstairs with this wrapped gift. Here, I got you this for Christmas last year, but I forgot to give it to you.
Oh no!
And she was in her closet and forgot to, literally, she went into wherever she hid the gift, and I realized she had forgotten to give me this present. So I wound up with an extra Christmas gift in the spring.
Nice.
That happens. It's like, oh yeah, okay. You find Christmas presents that were hidden away
because she'd given me other stuff, but this was going to be like my main present. But she forgot where she hid it and forgot it existed till she came across it. So,
oh jeez.
Oh, look at the cute little kitten.
Yeah, she's on my other shoulder now.
Oh, did you send us a picture, Chris?
Yes, and Kitten's taking a nap on my right shoulder now, as opposed to my left shoulder when she was purring into the microphone. Yeah.
And as long as we're talking, I'm sorry. As long as we're talking cats, I may as well tell you this. Couple weeks we have a friend who does like cat rescue and like fosters cats and stuff, and she posted a picture of one a couple weeks ago. Its owner died, and whoever was in charge of the owner stuff just let the cat go out in the street. 12-year-old cat, just let it wander the street. It had been out, I guess, for months, and eventually it got rescued. Now this lady has it, and Susan and I have both separately been looking at this poor kitty, and right now it's getting some medical care, and if it does okay, I think we're going to wind up with a 6th cat.
Oh no!
So expect a little black and white cat named Gus.
Okay.
If it winds up being medically okay, it had some issues, but they may wind up being okay. Dehydration and some, like a respiratory infection and stuff like that. But we may wind up with a 12-year-old Gus if everything works out. Because both separately did this one just like, and her and Susan and I both see a lot of cats on our feeds. Like, this one needs rescue, this one needs a home. For some reason, this one caught both of our eyes separately, and we both mentioned it to each other a couple days ago. Okay, call Mylene, see if we can have Gus.
If you're both going to talk about it, then it's game over.
So
that's cute. That's cute. And I'm understanding cat owner paralysis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right, because I can't move right now.
No.
Because if I do, I'm going to disturb the kitten, and that's apparently illegal. So.
Well, they're so cute when they sleep.
Is that what they call it?
Rest, momentary rest. I don't know.
She's snoring in my ear right now.
Yeah.
Purring.
That's amazing.
That's what makes you not want to move, because it's so relaxing and cute.
Yeah. So, all right. So strangest gift for Billy, strangest gift for Tanya, strangest gift for Dan. It's my turn.
Yep.
So I'm going to preface this with an anecdote because that's how I do things, right? Yes, Chris, this is great. We're looking forward to story time. And what happens is several years ago, the husband of one of my cousins, his grandmother had passed away, so we helped kind of pull all the stuff out. That hutch that I keep my wine glasses in my dining room, I inherited that from this particular woman. So I'd had this for a few years now. But as we were cleaning out her apartment and trying to get everything organized and help the family deal with stuff, we found this paper shredder, this little it's almost like a small VCR that you plug it in, you put it over the trash can, and then you do your shredding. Mm-hmm. And it was an older device. It's obviously had seen its time, right? But my cousin hands it to me. She goes, "Here, you can use this. You have an office." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I took it home, and then I returned it in a box of stuff because I really didn't want it. So I gave it back, and then she gave it to her sister, and her sister gave it to her aunt, and then it started bounding around, and then it became, for like about 2 years, it became the gag gift of the family.
We've got one of those, or we had
right?
One of those, yeah.
And so the bottom line is it's in my house right now.
You got it back?
I got it back somewhere along the line. It was gift wrapped and everything. And as soon as they handed it to me, I just knew what it was. But this damn thing is back in my house now. And yes, I have a paper shredder, and I never use it, but it's there, and it amuses the hell out of me whenever I see it. So nice. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
So that's it. That's a good episode. That's fun. I love it. Oh wow.
Let's see.
We 127.
We chatted for a day. Well, there's some break time in that 127. So it's
not as much break as we thought there was.
There's that too. True. So we'll just call it a wrap. That's it for the week. And so I have to take a moment to see if I still remember how to do this. Oh, hey Dan.
Hey Chris.
Hey Dan.
Hey Chris.
Hit it. Because this has been MMC's Monkey Business. Purveyors are... can I try that again?
Sure.
Yeah, see, I knew I screwed it up. Anyway, produced by the Flower City Comic-Con. Those who bring you the Flower City Comic-Con... Oh, can't do it now. I've lost my shit.
Purveyors and producers of the Flower City Comic-Con coming at you in the spring, April of 2021, like a spider monkey at the Total Sports Experience.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us wherever we go, and we lead you to where Chris's thinking is, because he doesn't even know.
Not today.
Oh,
well, the thing is, you've got a cute little kitten on your shoulder.
You're making it worse by prolonging it. Can we get to the dun-dun, please?
Dun-dun. Dun-dun.
Dun-dun.
Dun-dun.
I hate my face.
Okay, I think we're done now. Dum dum.
He's still going. He hasn't
stopped
yet.
I forgot to stop.